Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of Firewood Doctor. I already got my chaps on because I'm going to be running the saw. But what I'm going to do today is, in this video, there's going to be another one where I give an impression on a new chain that I have on the 572 XP. It's the HiPa full chisel round file anti-kickback chain. So at the end of the last video, the chain came off and I checked the cutters. Like, it's cutting that basswood fine, but it just isn't sharp enough to do any real cutting in anything harder than, you know, like pine or basswood. So it needed to be sharpened anyway. I have 2 HiPa chains of the same specs, and I have a Forester and Pharmatech Husqvarna chain for it, I think. But you know, so I'm going to use the ones that I had in the truck with me, the HiPa, because I want to know if it's going to be safer, especially safer because it's the anti-kickback design in the log pile. Now I can't hear the birds, but what I'd like to do on any new chain is to break it in and also do a warm-up of the saw. Saws are always easier to start if you don't run them out of fuel. Oh, that helps. There we go. What I like to do is run the chain a little bit before it hits the wood to get the initial stretch out of it, just to see how it's doing, especially after a new chain that I've never run before. It may or may not stretch a lot, so we'll see how this one goes. Little flips on the throttle like that really shouldn't hurt the saw, because like rescuers, they'll just fire up the saw and just run it hard right away. We'll warm up. But that little flip is going to hurt. It'll actually help the plug clean. Okay, I'll bring you in closer so you can see how much stretch the chain has gotten. After that little bit, yeah, that's how much stretch it's got. So a lot of some of the name brands like Steel, they'll have theirs more or less pre-stretched. Sometimes Oregon could really stretch. Husqvarna chain, I haven't had that stretch a whole lot. But yeah, out of the factory, this is plenty sharp for what I'm doing. It's not the sharpest I've felt, but this is really good for out of the factory. My opinion, this is really pretty good. Now, loosen it up. Kind of hard to, slightly hard to do this when I got the camera right where I normally stand to do this. Okay, now we're giving it another cycle and see how it stretches. And the restart should just have to pull it. overall, that chain works pretty darn good out of the box. Could be a little faster. This wasn't a factory sharp, but a lot of times it's a common thing among all saw chains that they don't come perfectly sharp. For some people, like super cat claw sharp, but it's sharper than most that I've seen come out of the box. So yeah, not a bad chain. It seems to be a little smoother in the wood, not as jumpy so far as the other chains I had. So maybe I'll be sticking with this chain. Seemed to be working good. I'll know more after I finish this pile. So till next time, folks, take care. Get out there, do something, have fun doing it. Don't forget, go to HiPaStore.com. Link will be in the items description below. Bye-bye.